When Jesus speaks about giving to the poor, he doesn't speak lightly. He doesn't suggest a donation from your leftover resources. He doesn't say, give when it's convenient or give enough to feel good about yourself. He says, if you want to be perfect, go, sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me. Matthew 19:21. It's shocking. It's uncomfortable. It cuts against every instinct in our culture, every desire for security, and every illusion that wealth or possessions define life. Jesus is calling for everything. The radical demand. This command isn't just about money. It's about attachment. What you cling to, your comfort, your security, your identity tied to material possessions, can become a chain that keeps you from fully following Christ. The rich young man in Matthew 19 walked away because surrender was too costly. He had wealth, status, and possessions, but he lacked radical obedience. And his story is a warning. Why most Christians struggle. It's easy to give what we don't need. It's easy to give when it doesn't hurt. But giving what you treasure, what makes life feel safe, what costs something, this is where true faith is tested. Partial giving is still compromise. Jesus calls for all in discipleship, not a budgeted portion, not a casual donation, but surrender of what we truly depend on. The heart of radical generosity. Why does Jesus demand this? Because generosity frees us from earthly chains. It breaks the grip of greed. It dissolves fear of lack. It aligns our hearts with heaven. To give everything is not to lose, it is to gain eternal treasure. The paradox of faith is always the same: surrender yields abundance. What it looks like in practice. Radical giving isn't just about money. It's about time. It's about resources. It's about influence. Ask yourself, what do I hold on to that I should release? How can I serve those in need today, even at personal cost? Where has comfort or pride kept me from obeying God fully? Every small act of obedience prepares the heart for greater surrender. The spiritual test. Giving everything is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It will be opposed by your natural desires, societal expectations, and even subtle pride. This is why so many never follow through. But those who obey, even partially at first, experience transformation. Hearts are softened. Faith is strengthened. Eyes are open to eternal perspective. The promise attached to radical giving. Jesus promises something staggering. You will have treasure in heaven. Not temporary rewards. Not fleeting recognition. Not worldly gain. Treasures that last. Rewards that endure. A life marked by divine blessing. The example of Jesus. Jesus gave everything. Not just possessions, but his life, his reputation, his comfort. He modeled radical surrender. And the invitation is the same: follow him fully. Giving to the poor is a doorway to complete discipleship, a tangible step into radical faith. The climactic challenge to the viewer: ask yourself, what am I holding on to that God is calling me to release? Am I willing to give what costs me, not just what's convenient? Could surrendering comfort, pride, or wealth transform my walk with Christ? This isn't a suggestion. It's a call. A radical, life-altering command. Interactive engagement teaser. Pause and reflect. Comment below, what step of radical generosity can you take today? Who in your life needs your resources, time, or influence most urgently? Sharing your actions inspires others to obey. Radical generosity is contagious when practiced. The warning for the complacent: ignoring this command keeps the heart chained to earthly security. It's subtle, quiet, and often justified. I can't give that much. I need it for later. I'm doing my best. But partial obedience is still disobedience. Jesus calls for a heart fully surrendered. The promise of radical obedience: the cost is high. The reward is eternal. To surrender what you treasure most aligns your heart with God's. It transforms not only your life but the lives of those around you. Your obedience becomes a beacon. Your sacrifice becomes testimony. Your faith becomes unstoppable. Radical surrender unlocks eternal treasure. The next teaching reveals the daily call to take up your cross, a step every disciple must embrace. Watch the next video to continue the series, Take Up Your Cross, the daily decision Christians avoid. If this teaching challenged you, let it do its work quietly. These are not words meant to be rushed past or argued away. They are meant to be sat with, prayed through, and lived out slowly. Take time to return to the words of Jesus for yourself. Ask what obedience looks like in your own life, not in theory, but in practice. And if you believe these teachings are needed in a faith that has grown too comfortable, consider sharing this message with someone who is seeking truth with humility. Jesus never invited us to comfort. He invited us to follow. His words were not designed to impress crowds, but to transform hearts. In a world that encourages easy faith and convenient belief, may we be people who choose the narrow path. Not because it is popular, but because it is faithful. Thank you for spending this time reflecting on the words of Christ. Until next time, remain humble, remain teachable, and walk faithfully in the way He has shown us.